krypton. Which group is it in?
0.
0. What do we know about all the gases in group 0? They're unreactive. So you look at, I must admit, when you first glance at this, you think, oh my goodness, how am I supposed to know this? But that one's unreactive. And it asks you which one does not react with it. Right. Chemical tests. Right, we're joining in the lesson. Not being silly, thank you. I apologise to people watching that recording there. Now, so which statement about a chemical test for water is correct? So we've got cobalt chloride. Now, a test for water is to use cobalt chloride paper. When it comes into contact with water, it turns pink. So it starts off blue when it's anhydrous. Anhydrous means there's no water in it, it's dry. Okay? And it's blue when it's anhydrous, but here they're saying for test for water it would turn blue. No, it's originally blue. Cobalt chloride turns white. Well, actually, it turns pink. Although it can go sort of a whitish colour sometimes on the paper. Copper sulfate turns blue. Well, normal copper sulfate is blue. If you heat copper sulfate crystals, if you heat them up, they turn white. The reason why they turn white is the water evaporates out of them. So the copper sulfate turns white is a test for an absence of water. So you put water back in, it's going to turn blue. So the answer's C. Okay? There's a little bit of knowledge or stamp collecting to be done there, but it makes sense. So we are going to get questions on alkanes and alkenes. They will be very basic, but they may feature in the exam. So methane, ethane and propane are alkanes. You're given the formula. Which statement is not correct? So this is about knowledge, isn't it? This is recalling knowledge. So all three compounds are hydrocarbons. Well, they've got hydrogen and carbon only, so that's true. So it's not the answer because it's not correct. Because we want to look at something that's not correct. All three components burn. Well, we know alkanes and alkenes all work as fuels, so that's true. Methane is the main constituent of natural gas. That's true. Remember we talked about that when we talked about fractional distillation. And propane burns completely to form carbon and hydrogen. It's not. It's carbon dioxide and what should it be? Water. Okay, so D is the untrue statement. Right. Okay. So the mass of a solid object is 1.6 kilograms. The volume is 80 cubic centimeters, and we want to know the density of the object. So right from the beginning, this was actually studied both in chemistry and physics at the beginning of the course. Density is mass over volume. Okay. So the mass is 1.6. That's the mass, and the volume is 80. So what's 1.6 divided by 80? This is where you need your calculators. So when you come into the exam, you need to have your calculator with you, because otherwise you won't be able to do your calculations easily. So what would be 1.6 over 80? 0.02. Good. So which one is it? The answer is B. Okay. Is that right? It's A. Thank you. I'm glad we're awake. I'm glad we're awake and paying attention. Okay. So I'm going to pause the recording.